Good day, everyone. So, ito na naman tayo sa Sir Cruz 101. Kala mo talaga. Okay, so let's start with the set of real numbers. And what are these real numbers? So, sir, pag real numbers po ba, meron po ba tayong tatawaging imaginary numbers? Actually, meron po tayo niyan. But for now, we're going to have these real numbers first. So, the real numbers will be divided into rational or irrational, wherein rational can be expressed in the form of A over B. So the decimal representation either terminates or repeats. So madali lang, basic lang yung pagkakaroon niya ng decimal. While on the other hand, irrational cannot be expressed as the quotient of integers kasi marami siyang decimal at hindi natatanggal yung decimal niya. Oo. So, papaano po ba yon? For example, for the rational, the square root of 9, were you able to encounter this radical sign? So, the square root means tatanggalin mo yung pagiging square ng isang number o yung number na kapag minultiply sa sarili niya, ang kalalabasan ay ganyan po. So, for example, 2 times 2, so that's 2 squared. That will be 4. 3 times 3, so that's 3 squared. So, that is 9. Ay yun po, ano po ang square root of 9? So, ang square root of 9 ay nanggaling sa 3 squared. So, tatanggalin mo yung pagiging square nun, ano na lang po magiging sagot? It's a whole number 3. Tama po ba? Okay, so that will be considered as rational. 9 over 18. When you divide 9 over 18, this is 0.5. So, as simple as that. So, kung gano'n lang po kasimple magiging decimal niya, then that will be considered as rational. While on the other hand, for the irrational, like this, square root of 7. Square root of 7 is not, what do you call that? A perfect square. So that means we're going to have a non-terminating decimal. Kahit i-calculator, actually mahaba po talagang lalabas dyan. And also the pi, ayan, kung makikita niyo yung pi po na yan ay mahaba din po yan. 3.14222222. Pero kilala niya lang siya sa 3.14. Pero mahaba po talaga yun. So, that's why they are considered as irrational. Oo, may mga letters pa na may mga value. Ganun po. So, how about the rational? For the rational, there are two divisions. That will be the integers or the fractions or decimals. So, the integers contains the negative or whole number. And under the whole number, there will be 0 and positive. So, whole number po, sakop niya 0 and positive. Eh, ano po si positive lang? Positive can either be natural or counting. So, kasi di ba dyan naman tayo nag-start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you will see that the negative will be on the left of 0 and positive will be on the right of 0. So, if we're going to have the number line. Kung ang number line ninyo ay horizontal, then the 0 will be at the middle, the negative numbers or the negative integers will be at the left, and then the positive will be at the right. Kung vertical line naman po ang number line natin, again, 0 will be at the middle, below the 0 will be the negative integers, and above the 0 will be the positive integers. Okay? Sige. Let's tell. Tell whether if the given is rational, irrational, whole number, or negative. Tandaan, ito lang yung options natin na ibinigay. Okay? So, kung yan po ang options natin, then what is 8? 8 can be rational or whole number. Diba po? Sir, pwede po ba siyang counting? Pwede po siyang counting, but wala po sa option yung counting. Tama po ba? Okay. So, titingnan din po natin kung ano yung instruction po natin. Next, negative 12. Negative 12 is rational and negative integer. Square root of 16. Ay, may square root. So, dapat irrational yan. But look, 16 or square root of 16 will give us an answer of 4. So, therefore, this is considered as rational and a whole number. Okay? Square root of 21. Is that a perfect square number? Not, then therefore, it will be irrational. Okay? 5 over 6. 5 over 6 is rational. Wala na siyang partner kasi hindi naman siya whole number, hindi rin siya negative integer. How about 6 over 2? 6 over 2 will give us an answer of a whole number 3. So that means that is rational and whole number. Okay? Sige po. Next. What are the properties of real numbers? Number one, the closure property. As long as you have the answer, then that's it. 4 plus 7 is equal to 11. 20 minus 12 is 8. 9 times 8 is 72. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Basta meron kang sagot, merong ginawa, may sagot. That's the closure property. How about the commutative property? It's a commutative property even though you change the places of the answer of the given, the answer will still be the same. So commutative property of addition, 7 plus 5 equal to 5 plus 7. Pareho lang din po sila na magiging sagot. Okay, paano po yung sa baba? 8 plus 2 plus 7, even though they have the grouping symbol, ang pinagpalit lang po ng pwesto ay yung 8 and 2. Yung 8 plus 2 tapos 2 plus 8. So that will still be considered as commutative property. Pero kung iba ang pinagpalit sa loob ng grouping symbols, 'di ba? So kung iba na yung pinagsama sa loob ng grouping symbols, ibang property na po. So the same goes with the commutative property of multiplication. 7 times 5 is equal to 5 times 7. So even though you change the place or the position of the numbers, then the answer will still be the same. That is commutative property. Next, the associative property. So sa associative property, this will be about the grouping symbol. Sino man ang pagsamahin sa grouping symbol, as long as they are addition or multiplication, then your answer will be correct. So 8 plus 4, then plus 9, and then 8 plus 4 plus 9. So that is still the same. Kasi 8 plus 4 is 12, and then plus 9 is 21. Sa kabila naman, you need to start what's inside the parenthesis. So 4 plus 9 is 13, then plus 8 is still 21. The same goes with the multiplication. 8 times 4 times 9, then 8 times 4 times 9. The answer will still be the same. Okay? So associative property, it's about the grouping symbols. Kahit na sino naman po pagsamahin, as long as they are addition, under addition, or multiplication, then your answer will still be the same. Very good. How about the distributive property? So dito sa part na to, hindi ko nagdadamot. I-distribute, ibig sabihin, ibinibigay. So 3 times the quantity of 5 plus 7, 3 to be distributed to 5 and 7. So that will be 3 times 5 and 3 times 7. So ganun po sa distributive property. Okay? So si 3 binigay kay 5, si 3 binigay kay 7 din po. Okay po? Next, identity property. What is for the identity property? So the identity property, ang kailangan lang naman po sa usapan dito will be kung ano po yung magiging sagot. Kung ano yung given, siya yung magiging sagot. The addition, anong identity element natin? So anything to be added to the given number should be equal to itself. Then therefore, the identity element is 0. So 9 plus 0 is equal to itself, which is 9. 0 plus 15 is equal to 15. Very good. And how about the multiplication? For the multiplication, the identity element will be 1. Because 15 times 1 will be equal to itself, which is 15. And 1 times 24 will be equal to 24. Inverse property. So inverse property of addition and multiplication. So you just need to go back to what we had for the identity. So dito kasi sa inverse property, ang magiging sagot dapat dito ay yung identity element. So what should be added to 9 to give us the identity element answer 0? So that will be negative 9. Okay? So, kukunin lang natin yung kailangan natin dito yung opposite. When we say opposite, kapag positive ang given, then kukunin mo yung magiging negative niya, and that will be negative 9. Kung negative ang given, kukunin mo yung opposite, magiging positive. So, another example is negative 12 plus 12 is equal to 0. So, yun po ang kailangan sa inverse property, yung opposite. How about the multiplication? So 12, ano po yung kailangan i-multiply 12 para maging 1? Ang kailangan pong sa 12 para maging 1 will be its reciprocal. When we say reciprocal, you are going to change the position of the numerator and the denominator. So 12, actually a whole number, 12, is 12 over 1. So you just need to change the position. That will be 1 over 12. And that is the reciprocal. So if you're going to multiply 12 times 1 over 12, that will be equal to 1. Paano po ba multiply ng fraction? Sa pag-multiply ng fraction, you just need to multiply numerator to the numerator, denominator to the denominator. Lang po siya. So if you are given 2/3, ano ang reciprocal ni 2/3? That will be 3/2. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is equal to 1. So that is for the inverse property. Okay? Now, let us determine the property. 4 plus y is equal to y plus 4. So you're just going to see that the given is with the change of position. So that will be commutative property of addition. So you will be specific on what operation have been used. Okay? So 2x plus 2y is equal to 2 times the quantity of x plus y. So kung makikita niyo, binaligtad lang, pero si 2, ibinigay kay x at ibinigay din kay y. So ano po bang property yon? Very good. That's distributive property. Next, how about the 5 or xy is equal to 5 times yx? May grouping symbol pero ang pinalitan lang ay yung nasa loob. xy, ibig sabihin x times y, and then yx, y times x. So that means that is under the commutative property of multiplication. Kasi ang nagpalit lang ay yung nasa loob. Okay? Thank you. Another, y plus 7 plus 9 is equal to y plus 7 plus 9. So nagkapalit na yung nasa loob. Ano po kayang property to? Associative property of addition. Very good. 0 plus 9x is equal to 9x. Yung number na dinagdagan ng 0, naging equal pa rin sa sarili niya. So that is identity property of addition. Very good. And 1.2 plus negative 1.2 is equal to 0. Ang naging sagot ay inverse under addition. At kung papansinin ninyo, si positive 1.2 may partner na negative 1.2 na kung saan siya ay opposite. So that as inverse property of addition. Okay? So, ganun lang po siya. So, last part will be the absolute value of a number. What is the absolute value of a number? So, this is the distance symbols used. The absolute value is about the distance. So, most probably, this will always be positive. Okay? So, symbols used are 2 vertical bars. At yun nga, it's always positive. So, vertical bars, then 9, that will be equal to 9. So, the absolute value of negative 9 is still 9. 12 minus 7 inside the absolute value is 5. And the answer for that is still 5. Positive pa rin po. Okay? So, lahat ng lalabas doon sa vertical bars na yon ay positive. Okay? So, yun lang po for our real numbers. So, if you have any questions later, will be discussed after you have watched this video. Okay?